show. We're doing more of our Posthomerica artwork here, and let me put this cable away. We're gonna keep going with our chapter, what is this, 11? Yeah, this is 11, book 11. So there's a lot of elements here. We're just really working our way through one by one. I think this is the next guy, right? Falling guy, yep. So here's the thing. I have an idea about how I'm going to do this because we don't want to get rid of the black outlines when they're over another object. So we are going to, it's a little bit complicated, but basically we're going to build a mat Did that do what I wanted? I don't think it did. Can we go in and do it? For some reason it doesn't let us do that when it's in a group. Okay, we're going to build a mat in order to keep the outlines. So first off, we'll put this on the bottom actually. We could fill it with anything, it doesn't matter what it's filled with. We'll make it a color that doesn't look the same as the other colors. And this is only temporary, so it's not going to stay like this. Now, for this, we want to make a selection of this. Or no, wait, we want to make a selection of this. Okay, so this only exists. Good, interesting. That means it will not affect our outline. So we don't need to worry about that. This is simpler than I thought. So we're just going to delete this mat inversely from the outline. But first we're going to duplicate the outline. Oh, interesting. It duplicated the selection areas. I didn't know that was even something you could do. Okay, we're going to duplicate this, leave it down there. Take this, the inverse, delete. Now, the only place where the black outline lives. Okay, are those spots, but that doesn't really work. So we want to do a couple more things here because it gets a little weird. Right, so we don't actually want to delete this. What we want to do instead is take this, make a mask of the black, or no, of the white. So we're going to invert this again. Yeah. So why does that not look correct now? What's happening here? Right, so now we have to remove, yeah, this is standard operating procedure. So now we're going to remove this from here. And now it looks correct. Yeah. Okay, that was a little complicated, but it worked. Now we can get rid of this. Then we're going to go to the top part of this layer, and we are going to put a mask. So now you can see that the outline still exists in the spots where the wall exists. And that's going to be what we want to do for all of the characters who intersect with the wall. Great. Now we go through and we will create our extra layers. Yeah, this is kind of like complicated to figure out, but I think we're in a good spot now. Good. Whoa. And that's no good. So the thing crashed, but the stream didn't crash. That's pretty abnormal, actually. Usually the stream would crash before Photoshop. But it's not really great that either of them are crashing, so let's not get too happy. Okay, so all we got to redo is that one layer. That's pretty lucky. What's going on here? And we didn't make it darker. Also we made the brush too big. So the arrow, I think, is a different layer? Oh, yeah, okay. So since it's the same color for the arrow, let's do that now. Good. Now we're going to do this. Then we're going to do this cape. All right. Okay. Now we're gonna do the map for this. Yeah, so that guy's outline turned out right. Now we got to do the outline thing for this guy. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use the wall selection to dictate what we don't delete from the archer's outline. Right, but I actually want to duplicate this just so we have it. And it looks like this is the first guy that has one of these drop shadows that we made. I guess we'll keep this. Now we gotta go back to the wall layer. Right. What we want actually is a mask, not a delete. And so when we do that, we can take this and take it out of this. Right, and that works. Good. Okay, so it looks like the bow is a different entity. That's fine. Good. We don't need to screw with the drop shadow layer. Don't need to do anything with that. Oh, so the bow's fill layer is still on this. Okay. Oops. Good. Now for the hat. Ah, I have this too large. I'm just going to create a little texture on that. We should also probably do a texture for this falling guy. Yeah, we didn't do one on his greaves. So before we do that, we'll save it. Welcome Gaming Hour to the show. We're making some of our Posthomerica artwork here. Okay, it's still not getting too big. That's good. Great. Gaming Art saying, how's the art coming along? Pretty well. We have all the designs done. We're now just finalizing everything. Okay, that guy is good. So now everybody on the top and right side is done. These three characters are noticeably more clean, which we are about to fix. So first we're going to do the spears. Oh yeah, these two spears, okay. I don't know if we want to use a mat for this or what. Let's see. So we don't want this to feel see-through, but we do want it to feel weathered. So kind of making that trade where we can. Like, I don't want to see the line through this. Okay, good. Now we're going to go into this. Oh, each one is its own thing, huh? Alright, I guess that's not too much of a hassle. Especially because the colors are going to be the same on both. So we're going to take that, make this smaller. Yeah. We're going to do the other spear because it'll be the same color. How is this? Oh, you know what? We're probably on the wrong spear. Yep. Great. So now we have Achilles, or rather Neoptolemus, throwing his spear here in the middle. And let's save it before we move forward. Still working. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Now, what do we got? This is the fill. This is the armor. These layers are showing up blank for some reason. Okay, this is pretty simple. The one thing we want to do is the same as before. We're going to take his outline layer, duplicate it, put it at the bottom. We're going to use the wall as a means of figuring out what to delete. Although for this, it's a little different because does the door count? Oh, you know what? I think it does because there's still information behind the door. Good, so it'll still work. Oh, and you know what? Because it's not a, we're not actually doing it destructively. We're just using a mat, so it still exists either way. Good. Let's just fill in his arm here real quick. Some of this, I guess, is due to the mask? I don't know. Okay, good though. We'll also just delete this little section here. Great. Great. Okay. Now we just keep going. Yeah, we kind of made our own bed with this one because there's just so many characters and things happening. It just creates a lot of sort of tedious work for us to do now when we're finishing the picture to sort of weather each piece of it. And because of all the layering, you can't really do the typical stuff that we've been doing where we kind of merged a lot of things. we're just gonna exit this. I think it's saying that the device doesn't have any free space, which if that's the case, then I gotta do some housekeeping off the stream. And it's making marks, I guess, but it's very slowly. It is, I assume, out of free space, or getting there. I'm guessing that there's some kind of like page file that Photoshop creates that because we close the document, it, reset that page file, but it's gonna open, get too large again. What happens if we just make this a little translucent? I think it's fine the way it is. Okay, so we got all this. Oh, you know what? We didn't do the spear stuff. Okay. And then there's one little misstep here where I guess the outline got cut off somehow. So we're just going to fix that. Good. I want to do one more thing, which would be we're just going to make this opaque. Oh, it's got the bones turned on. I guess it is opaque already. Alright, so we're moving our way up the picture. We only have 3 more layers to do, which is Philoctetes, this guy who does have a name. There's a character who climbs a siege ladder in the chapter, but I don't remember which character it is. And then the ladder itself is another layer. So we're getting close, ladies and gents. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you for joining. The channel is called The Voice of Nick. If you want to see more, don't forget to hit the follow button. See you next time. Bye-bye.